Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nichelle and I am a 20-year-old aspiring author. Alrighty, one video down, here's the next one. I'm still a little bit nervous, but I can feel that it's gonna be better this time. I'm hoping. So for today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and do the BookTube Newbie Tag. As far as what this channel is gonna be bringing, I know that last week we discussed my AuthorTube goals and ambitions. This week we're gonna be doing BookTube. I'm not really sure the balance between those two, if I'm going to be sticking more to author or BookTube. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a combination of both, maybe a little heavier on AuthorTube, so if that's what you're more into, that's the content I'll be most interested in providing. But as every author should, I love books, I'm a book nerd, and I'm really excited to share my interests with you guys. So before we get started with some questions, I thought I would go ahead and just give a little bit more of an insight into what my reading process looks like at the moment. Because these questions don't quite cover everything that I think is pretty interesting and what I'd be interested to hear from you guys about your reading lifestyle and everything. I typically read only one book at a time. I know there are several people who do up to like 3 or 4 at a time, and I applaud you for that. I cannot do it. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't work for me. So since I am a one book at a time kind of person, right now I am actually rereading Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. It is right there above me if you can see it. I am filming this video about 2 weeks before it's going to go out, so it's probably not quite accurate at the moment that you're watching this, at least I hope not. I am rereading Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, and then afterwards I will reread Wayfarer. I am kind of doing it for research purposes. I love Alexandra Bracken's tone, and I am actually starting to write multiple points of view, which I hope to document with you guys. I think that would be super fun, since I've never tried writing multiple points of view before. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm just rereading so that I get a better understanding of what I'm trying to shoot for in things that I personally enjoy reading. Alright, so let's get started with the newbie tag questions. So the questions that I'm using are from Pinterest. I found them on Pinterest, and it said it was created by Brend C. So that's the content I will be using today. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? Well, as I stated in my other AuthorTube Newbie Tag, I started this channel because I really want to embrace this new part of my life of being more outgoing and being more active within the writing community on social media, and I really love the AuthorTube community on YouTube. Now that being said, since this is BookTube, I definitely want to incorporate the two. I'm really excited to talk about what I'm reading and how that fits into being a writer, because there's definitely people who are more readers, and then there are people who are more writers, and then there's some of us who are in between, and I actually think that most of us fall in between, but I think it's really cool to kind of connect the two and just see how we go from there. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? Well, as I stated, since I'm a writer, I think that there's a lot of crossover, and I think that that's pretty interesting, that I would love to go ahead and analyze some of the books with you guys and see how they tie more into being an author and analyzing that way. So I think that that will be a fun and unique thing. As far as other stuff, I am a huge Harry Potter nerd, which I know is not like unique. Maybe being a Hufflepuff is, I don't know. So I am really excited to just kind of get into that nerdy part of my own reading, since I usually keep that to myself. I don't have tons of friends who are like super geeky about it. So I'm excited to do that with you guys. I'm also a big fan of poems and short stories, writing them, but also reading them. So I would love to see what you guys think about your favorite poems or your favorite short stories, kind of some classics or what are some new ones, because I think that readers don't have to stick in the realm of novels. I think that there's a lot of room to grow, and I'm excited to see where that goes with this too. And the third question is, what are you most excited about with starting this channel? And I would still like to say that I am so excited to meet you guys officially and get into more of this community, learn about your favorite books, what you are most interested in reading, and then we can also bring that into what we talk about. Some of the wonderful BookTube videos that I've watched before, like analyzing your favorite female protagonists and different things like that. And I think that's really interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to be too good at it, but I will definitely try to get into some of that content as well. So just let me know what you guys want to be seeing. And number 4 is, why do you like reading? There are so many reasons that I like reading, but probably what I would mostly say is it's a wonderful way to be engaged with a different world and brought into this alternate reality, and sometimes it's grounded in reality, and I think that that's really fun. But I think it's really fun to just be like, oh, okay, well, bye, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little tour of Wonderland real quick and I'll see you later, without even having to leave your home. That's like an introvert's dream. I think it's really nice to also be able to share stories with other people. One of the great things about combining the love of reading and writing into a channel like this is that, I mean, all of these books are these people's babies, and that is just so fun to think about, of like, oh, you know how much time and effort goes into each book, and it's a lovely feeling to read it and be like, oh wow, this is someone's whole world, and think about that maybe someone will do that for my own book someday. I think it's really fun. Number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? Well, as a child, I always wanted to read. Even at 1 or 2 years old, I was always trying to read. So it's pretty much been a part of my life as long as I can remember. And some of my favorite kids' books I always think about, there's a lot of Christmas stories. My mom would always get me a Christmas-themed children's book every year for Christmas, and we would read it on Christmas Eve, and it was so much fun. So books have really been a big part of my own personal lifestyle for so long. So I don't know how to say I started with this, but one of the things that I will say is in elementary school, I really enjoyed reading the Magic Tree House series, and that was always really fun. I also really liked Junie B. Jones and Dear Dumb Diary, that kind of stuff. But actually, this book, The Secret Garden, is probably what I would say was my favorite book growing up. I read it pretty early on in life, and this copy specifically is very special to me because my grandma sent it to me and told me that this was her favorite book growing up, which is pretty fun to think about. And she wrote in it and sent it to me. This was a pretty long time ago, but she actually passed away 2 years ago, so this is pretty special for me, a good way to remember her and think about that legacy going on. So The Secret Garden has a very special place in my heart. I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but these earrings are The Secret Garden themed, and they're books, so that's pretty fun and really nerdy. I'm glad I actually have an appropriate time to use them here on this platform, since when I wear them out in public, usually people look at me like, Number 6 is, what questions would you like to ask your favorite booktubers? I guess the kind of questions I would be asking is kind of time management, because I always have like a push and pull with finding time to write and read and having to balance those out. It seems like either I'm spending all of my time reading or I'm spending all of my time writing. So I'm trying to find a really good balance, and I wonder how other people are doing that. I also wonder how people are able to maintain their TBR stack, because I have so many books on here that need to be read, and I always just find more, and it's really hard, and then I reread books, and it's just a constant struggle. So how do you guys deal with that? Number 7 is, what challenges do you expect will be the hardest to overcome in starting a BookTube channel? I really think that mine's going to be finding the time to make videos just in general, but also specifically what's going to make them more enjoyable for people, because I want it to be a combination of BookTube and AuthorTube, but I feel like I'm going to be better at the AuthorTube, or at least talking about writing, since I'm more used to talking about writing with other people. But I definitely want to work on making more content that is about books. So I was thinking of making some content that's like about diverse books and things like that. I think that would be really interesting to go ahead and talk about in this platform too. So I just need to figure out what I'm going to do there. And if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Number 8 is, when did you start reading? For that, we already kind of talked about pretty early on in life, but I would say as soon as I could learn how to read, which I believe was before kindergarten, I was reading constantly. Always had a book in my hand. So it's been a pretty long journey for me. Number 9 is where do you read? This is my little reading corner in my writing room, but most of the time I'm pretty lazy and I actually read in bed right before going to sleep. And lastly, number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? Pretty much anything, really. My favorites are young adult books, mostly young adult fantasy. I am not a big contemporary romance person. I will read them and I do enjoy them. They're just not my favorite. And probably my favorite is like adventure stories with like a little dash of romance on the side, you know, just to keep it all interesting and warm and gooey still, but in a different way. I'm pretty easygoing as far as the books that I like to read. I have a wide range of tastes and I do prefer to stick within young adult, but I really do love reading everything. So there's not too many books that I dislike, even books that I'm like, it is okay. I still end up giving it, if I give it a rating, like 4 stars, 3 stars, somewhere in there. So I'm pretty easygoing. So I'm pretty much into anything. And that's going to wrap up today's video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Please let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to be seeing from me as far as BookTube content goes. And please go and watch the AuthorTube Newbie Tag that I filmed before, just so that you get a little bit more of an idea of what this channel is about. And then you're going to be able to let me know what you're interested in. And I hope that you end up enjoying everything. So if you could go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you want to. Let's chat in the comments. Let's talk about what your favorite books are and what you're excited about seeing from my channel if you have anything. Alrighty, well I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!